need like a rubber band for my hair. Let me go see if I can find a rubber band really quick. New managing moderators to support your channel. Okay, even more ways. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. We are water bath canning some pasta sauce today. We have not been online, so I'm so sorry, YouTube, that I have not been on live. We are competing right now with TikTok to be one of the top streamers on TikTok in the country, and we are like in 27th place. So I've been live every day over there, but I figured I'd take you guys along with us while we're canning, because they're teaching lives. So if I'm not answering a lot of questions, it's just because we're like in the middle of, you know, canning. But you can ask your questions away. And say we probably, there we go. Nothing's burning. We have one pot in right now of tomato sauce going on that side. There's nothing burning. Thanks, Transition. I appreciate it. Last year we were top 12 streamers in the United States for TikTok. And so this one, we're doing it right now too. So it kind of takes a lot of time away from everything because it's like 3 weeks of a competition. We're just gonna get our jars out. Our tomato sauce, I can show you guys what the tomato sauce looks like. I'm gonna take this one. So, been cooking it for the last 2 days. It was about 30 pounds of tomatoes, cooked down, getting the water out to a nice like creamy, thick sauce. And then we're just gonna water bath can it. So anybody over here that's like wanting to learn how, you're totally good, Tamara. I felt bad because I was like, man, I am neglecting YT. TikTok, you're always getting all my attention right now. So I have both cameras up right now, and we're just gonna try to run a dual stream and see how it goes. So I'm just gonna fill my jars up to a half an inch headspace on these ones. And this is just straight tomato sauce, nothing added to it. It's just tomatoes cooked down. Is it for pasta? You can use tomato sauce to make your pasta sauce. That's what I like to do. I love a good homemade pasta sauce, especially if I'm doing lasagna. You guys, if you guys don't use homemade pasta sauce, tomato sauce when you're cooking. Also, it's amazing in chilies. That's one of the main reasons I do it this way, is I will make a nice chili base. Yeah, we did canning potatoes last week on live. I haven't done it on YouTube. I do need to start doing that a little bit better. But I do love canning. We have 150 pounds of potatoes right now in the garage that we do need to process. So you will expect to have some lives where it shows you guys how to do it. So the tomato sauce, it's just tomatoes. They're put in a roaster pan. I blanched them, you don't have to. I cooked them on 125 to 150 degrees, cooked them down to get the water out, and I used an immersion blender. Nothing fancy, no extra salt, no nothing. I add whatever I want to add to the jars right before I can them. Do I make my own pasta for lasagna? Mm-hmm. I do. I'm kind of a little bit of a pasta person right now. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Good evening, Michelle. Good evening. Well, is it evening? It's afternoon for me. I don't know what time is everybody in right now? What time zone? So I'm just gonna leave about a ½ inch head space in each jar. And then I'm gonna add my salt. And then we're actually gonna set up how I did this again, because I have more tomatoes. 7 p.m., wow. Oh, you guys are everywhere. Oh, I love that. Hello from Morocco. $2:44 p.m. or 2:24 over there for you guys. I'm good. How are you? We're just canning up some pasta sauce. It's not even pasta sauce. It's just a tomato sauce, guys. It's just tomato sauce. And I could cook this down a little bit more and make a tomato paste, which is what I need to do on the next batch. The next batch I'm making tomato paste because I use a lot of paste, and ketchup because our family just goes through ketchup like crazy. We might have enough for a whole nother batch too. We need 7 jars. So right now, this is what it's looking like. You guys can kind of see. Do I want to cook Indian food? I've never made Indian food. I don't even think I would do it good. I would probably be disappointed in myself. I have not seen that. I have not seen that, Tamara. I do have my voice back a little bit, Jimmy. Thanks for asking. I forgot to turn on, how do I do it? Chat filter, top message, all messages. There we go. There we go. We might end up with a lot of trolls. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. So I'm just doing citric acid in this one. So it's 1/4 of a teaspoon in each jar. This is just to keep your acidity level, like to level it out, okay? Because we are water bath canning, high acidic, water bath can. On the last one, I added salt. I'm trying to decide. Should I do salt on this one, you guys? I did salt on the last one. Should I do some with no salt? I'm probably gonna do salt, okay? Your girl likes salt. We're gonna add a little bit of salt. You know what? I don't know a recipe I use that is no salt. So this is about 1/4 of a teaspoon salt. I'm doing a little bit less. It's just kosher salt just in there. Just making some tomato sauce. All right. We're just gonna clean our rims. Just gonna use some white vinegar. This is our second batch going in for today. And we have more tomatoes we need to process. So we're just gonna clean the rims, clean the rims. Don't worry, there's no recalls on this food like the grocery stores. I use a lot of lemon juice normally, but I'm running low because we've been canning during Live Fest over on the TikTok. We've been canning constantly for the last like 2 weeks. Hello, Denise. Hi, German girl. Welcome in, welcome in. Different recipes and to make my food shelf stable. So I have 60 pounds of tomatoes. We've used 30 so far. I have another 30 pounds in my freezer and in my garage that have to get processed so that it's shelf stable. I don't want to see that food go to waste. So food preservation is it's a big thing in my house. I'm using some of my last of my lids over here because I'm converting. Finger tight. Guys, finger tight watch. No, you don't need to go tighter than that. Danny, thank you so much for the fest cheers. I appreciate it. Thank you, Danny. We gotta go get some rings real quick. I'm converting all the way over to the Superb lids. These ones are the last of my older ball lids. The newer ball lids, I swear, it's hit and miss if I get a proper seal. So I'm converting. I don't. So the new lids, you don't really have to warm them up. They're gonna warm with it. That used to be an old way, but a lot of them they've converted the way the rubber gasket is on it. Superb is 1,000 times better. But I used to warm all my lids. I used to. I love Superb. That's where I'm converting because these. So I've been going through all the new jars of ball that I bought, and my ball jars started breaking randomly. So right now, pretty much what we're doing is we're just going through all of them and we're weeding out which ones are gonna break and which ones aren't, because I have about 2,000 jars downstairs, but I'm making my conversion over to Superb, and I love them. How long does the food stay fresh? 5 years. Tomato sauce PK. I don't find Kerr lids anymore. I have some old Kerr jars. One of these is an older Kerr. Maybe it's somewhere else. Might be already in the canner. I don't find Kerr anywhere anymore. I loved Kerr. But honestly, a lot of canning companies sold out. Their jars got thinner. They started cracking easier. Same with their lids, and so I've had to make a conversion. Thank you, Irony. I appreciate that. Job loss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, literally, like, I always think it's so funny when we hear the word doomsday, and then my name actually came from an article written about me, and they're like, she's the queen of doomsday, and I was like, done taking that name. You prepare for anything from a job loss, natural disaster, inflation, food prices. You prep for everything. I'm from the United States. Did I make them myself? Yeah, I made all this myself. You do, Tiffany? I wish we had an Amish store here. Your hardware store is going out of business and you found Kerr there? That's amazing. Hammer Time says she loves the Azure. I want to try Azure. I had articles written. I have about 70 articles written about me. If you go check out my TikTok, yeah. Completely verified page. Almost at 500,000 followers. I just started making my conversion over here to YT. I've been on the New York Times, the New York Post, the US Sun, the Daily Mail, LA Lab, a bunch of different TV shows. If there's any moderators over on my YouTube side, just mute them. We ain't doing that. I ain't your mommy and I ain't doing that. No, thank you. Says more about you than it does about me. They have a lot of spice. That's what I was ordering. I found out there was an Azure drop-off spot right by me. This room is dented a little bit. I'm gonna get a different one. That room's. I've been live streaming for 5 years. I am not scared of some troll. Come up with better content. Ooh, you love them too, Irony? Yeah, that's what Kelly was saying. She was saying that there's thicker jars and that she loves them, so I'm converting. To start, Michelle asked, to start preparing, where is the best place to start? Your home. Your home. Because your pantry, your rotational pantry, your food storage, all of those things are like the number one things that are gonna start making you leave your home. And yeah, we're gonna just start setting these ones up. I don't know how I'm gonna show you guys. So this is my grandma's canner. You can see her jar stacking is like, it's a little bit different. There we go. Oh, that one doesn't have a rim on it. Okay, we got to get one more. Yep, First Aid. First Aid's a great place. Everything right now is doing such great Black Friday and holiday sales. You can prepare a lot at home. Need a different one. Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn both cameras. I have two cameras going right now, so I'll turn both of you guys so you guys can see each other. Not see each other, but we're just going to load this one down. Flopping over, it's driving me crazy. All right, and then we will turn you both going. What, we got 2 pots going? Can we both see both pots? All right, we can see both. Superb. Superb. I am gonna add a little bit of vinegar into this pot. I don't remember if I did or not. Chat, do you guys remember if earlier I added any vinegar? I don't think I did. That is to keep your jars from getting cloudy. You don't want that cloudiness. Oh, that's exciting, Jody. Did I? Oh, I added my vinegar. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. So once this gets to a boil, we'll start our time. The time is 35 minutes for our pints, but because of my elevation, it's gonna be a lot higher. So I'm gonna be doing 45 minutes. So this one's down to like 7 minutes. Then I add 15 minutes onto it because I'm at a much higher elevation. Oh, you mean to start canning? Thank you, Laura Linda. Your grandma had the same canner, Jimmy? This is my grandma's canner. So this one's mine. This is the one my grandma bought me, is this one. And then this is my grandma's, who passed away. Yeah, Irony, you're 100% right. Higher elevation always differs with baking also. 100%. Way different. Yes, we are water bath canning, Tammy. But it's a great way for anybody to learn. I mean, you can kind of cook the way you want to cook. I have 2 more boxes of tomatoes. Half my freezer is still filled with tomatoes. So we're just trying to... Ozzy, thank you so much for the heart me and joining the team. I appreciate it. There's a lot of trolls in here today. It's interesting. Glover, thank you so much for the heart me. Stacy, I'm doing it tonight. I do have the event linked on my profile on TikTok. You can go there and see the time and sign up for the event. This is the final showdown of round 2 to move on to round 3 for globals. Good afternoon, Barefoot Hippie. These are just beefy ones. Oh gosh. So Tammy, no, we did not. Unfortunately, I had to leave that stove behind. That's actually one of the reasons why I have not been on YT is I know you guys were so invested on the stove. The house sale went through. We could not fit the stove through the door frame. Older homes, especially like homes that were built in the 1800s. The house was built in 1886. And the doorway is so much tinier, and we could barely fit one of the desks out that's in the other room that my great grandpa made. I have, what I stream off of and work off of is a desk my grandpa made. He made it in 1928, and then his dad made a desk, it's in the other room. And it was agony getting that furniture out of certain parts of the house because the door frames are so small. And I probably spent a couple days just crying about the wood stove. Like, it's just so sad. And then there is a few videos. I guess I should bring them over to YT. I did go back and steal my grapevines. I dug up the root ball for the grapes, and understand, like, those grapes are like over 40 years old, and they've been producing, like, mass producing for so long. The people who are buying the house, they're not buying the house to live in it. They are demoing it out, and then they're gonna flip it. So there was, like, they didn't care what I took, and I just tried my best. Because the house did not have full electricity when my family moved into it. Most of the wiring was jimmy rigged, so sconces and stuff like that on the walls, we could not take with us. I could not take those with it. I did not feel safe enough to try to decide what my grandpa, which wire he put where, and, like, play this game of, like, it was like Russian roulette. I was like, oh, and most of it was like cloth and knob wiring. Like, it is very old wiring through that whole house. Bush Wookie, thank you so much for the fest burst. I do with that. Yeah, raisins. You're from India. Welcome in. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm ever going back to the house, to be very honest, Tammy. My heart was so broken by this whole process. I can't even go to that side of town. Like, I cannot go to that side of town. There's so many memories there. There is really cool things that we were able to pull. So we do have a lot of my grandma and my grandpa's jars, and then they also collected jars, and the wagon wheels, we collect wagon wheels. And so we have all of that, but we're gonna need some muting on that side. Thank you, Joey. Hey, Roaming Pepper. I am back. I have been in so as soon as the house sold, and then we went straight into TikTok Live Fest. So last year we placed 12th in the country. Right now we're at 27. And so we're competing really heavily. So if any of you guys do it, go over on that app. It's a pretty big deal. It's like the Grammys of live streamers. Hello from Ireland. You're good, Christina. Don't worry. We're good. Joey's modding over there. He's on it. We got 2 lives going at the same time. Okay, so this one. All right, so this one has 15 minutes. We are almost to a boil over here, and we'll start our time there. All my moderators are amazing. Every single one of my moderators is amazing. You guys, like, do the hard work. What is, oh, something's in front of the camera on this one. I'm so sorry. You get and store water. Can you please tell me the best way you can get and store water? I've lived 31 years and still can't drink the water. So I use a lot of, like, water storage containers. Costco had a really cool one. It was like, that's what I'm asking for Christmas. It's like 150 gallons. We are digging our well, though. We did finally save enough to dig the well at the off-grid, so that's what's happening next. Space is a huge challenge. It is a huge challenge. We use 55-gallon drums. I have smaller ones that are like from Walmart. They're smaller, and I store those behind couches. I'm excited for the well digging. Oh, you can use like blue containers. Use water storage containers, and then you just empty them out and refill them back up each year. That's what I do. So you can buy water jugs from the store, but the plastic will degrade over time. But if you do the other way, it's really easy. This one's almost ready. I'm gonna go get a towel for my countertop really quick. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them down below. I do have a funny video that I need to post. I'm gonna move you guys. You guys can come this way. You guys can come this way, because we are gonna be pulling jars out here in a few minutes. And then we're gonna start getting ready to process more tomatoes. So today is not over. It is the final round of Live Fest for round 2 today, and we have a lot of work to do. So just because I stream doesn't mean I gotta do the things I gotta get done. All right, so I have a towel laid out on the countertops. I do. I set an alarm in my phone, like under my camera or underneath my calendar, just to rotate water. So any of the water that I do have downstairs, like in the basement, I use that on my seedlings that I start in the springtime. So I'll pour that water in, and then I'll use that when I'm starting. I'll start seedlings here in about 2-3 weeks. Kelly coming in with the fest party. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. YouTube's over here like, what is a fest party? What does that mean? Thank you for the fest party. But I'll take water out. I'll use it for my seedlings. And then right now I'm getting ready to purchase all my seeds from, what is it called? Hold on. Baker's Creek. From Baker's Creek, start my seedlings. This year we are actually starting the garden out on the off-grid. So it's gonna be a lot larger of an area that we're gonna be pushing forward on. Yeah, what Tamara said, so I use an All-American canner. I'm actually working with All-American canners. So if you go to my bio, you'll find out, like, you can go through those links. They're amazing. Roaming Prepper, I can send you it. I'm gonna be doing a small garden at home hammer time. Yeah, so I'm gonna still have my garden going here, but out there we're starting to amend the soil. So we're gonna do a much larger. Thank you, Henry. I'll DM it to you on TikTok, Roaming Pepper. You just got the catalog. I am going through the catalog, Hometown Homestead. I'm engulfed in it. I'm from Utah. Okay, Roaming Prepper, we'll see you soon. Am I going to be doing a small garden at home? Yes, hammer time. So I'll do my normal garden here, but over there I'm going to do much larger. So we have solar timers for our rainwater collection, so then it will be able to be watered when I'm not out on the off-grid. So we're just testing a bunch of different methods and then doing a bunch of rainwater collection. So this one's almost done. I almost want to like make this a little bit of a thicker. I'm paranoid. I had a jar, I had a Superb lid. I'll be dropping the video for you guys on YT. I had a Superb lid burst on me and it was absolutely hilarious. If you guys have not seen the video over on TikTok, we were canning on live last week during this competition, and I was doing cranberry juice and I had just barely tightened the Superb lid down like I would do a ball lid, fingertip tight. Well, you got to do a lot less because their gasket is so much bigger. And I sat it down, turned around, it was all caught on camera, which was hilarious. And it popped and burst, and I was like, so getting used to it. You saw it, Glover. It is such a funny video. You be safe too, my friend. You be safe. I'm ordering my second one. I just got my first one, and then I just started working with All American, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. We'll get ready to take these ones out. There's a lot of trolls in today. Somebody come get their kids. They're in my live stream. Oh, Glover, I retaught you how to pressure can. Oh, I'm glad. I love hearing that because once you start canning, you take your whole self-sustainability and self-sufficiency to a different level. So when you start canning and you start processing your own food, you don't really have to worry about that. Oh, you did? That's amazing, transition study. You finished making your first beanie on a loom. I love that. Hi, welcome in. All right, we have 6 minutes on this one. Kind of wild having 2 lives going at the exact same time. They're pretty equal in numbers. Right now we are canning up some tomato sauce. That's a perfect gift. I want a beanie for Christmas. How do I keep up with it? It's really hard. So sometimes I can do a dual live stream. How does it taste? What, the tomato sauce? Oh, it's fantastic. It was almost like an in between the paste and the sauce. So it's super rich. It is really, really rich, Kelly. It was perfect. And then I added a little bit of salt into it. What's my favorite color? No. Do I have a favorite color? I like forest green beanies because I'm a redhead. I wear a lot of like neutral colors. So like browns, blacks, forest greens, those kind. That would be amazing. Thanks. It was definitely worth it. Kelly, I was panicking when I texted you this morning. I was like, it's been 2 days. We've been in this competition. I haven't been able to like take care of our home, you know? And I was like, I gotta can this today. I mean, it's a thick sauce. It's thick, but we're gonna do another bout of it because I need to get these tomatoes done. Oh, I'm very excited. You always let yours go that long? Yeah, it was like 48 hours, I think, wasn't it? 48 hours since we blanched the tomatoes. And I'm just gonna rinse the pot out. I'm doing another. We're gonna be doing a lot today. because I need to get some cranberry juice canned. So we're gonna do tomato sauce. And then while that's processing, we're gonna do cranberry juice because I need more cranberry juice. We've already done some canned cranberries. That's enough to last us a year. Well, I cook something. I am cooking stuff. Well, I'm canning stuff so I can cook with it later. I didn't know, like I hadn't done it. So I've done tomato paste and I'll cook it for 48 hours. Like on tomato paste, you want that moisture out. You want it thick. So I cooked it down about halfway to a thicker sauce. But I did it slow, very, very slow, so we didn't end up getting any burn. Tomatoes will char and burn if you cook them without turning them. But it was very safe. I mean, we've been in this competition this whole time and I haven't had to worry about what we're still processing. Priv, thank you so much for the Fest Pops. Everything helps a ton on the Live Fest competition right now. You got to do some cranberry juice. I have so many. What recipe did I use? I did a cup and a half of cranberries. A cup and a half cranberries. Do you like your juice sweeter or tartar? I like mine sweet. So I did 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 a cup to a cup of sugar, just depending on where your sweetness level is. I like mine a lot sweeter. And I didn't add anything else. I just filled the jars with water, left 1-inch headspace at the top, and then water bath canned them. Very simple. Man, people are super curious about what's under my hoodie. Gross. Henry got you real quick. Oh no. And then I also make cranberry sauce the same way. So I do 4 cups of cranberries. Did I do 2 cups? I do a 4x4x4 recipe. But I did 2 cups of water, no, a cup of water, 2 cups of cranberry or sugar, 4 cups of cranberries, cooked them down, and then I canned them. You use a steam juicer for your cranberry? Ooh, I want a steam juicer. I'd never done. Tree, what did you do on your cranberry recipe? Did you do 1 cup of sugar or did you do less? Some people do like a 1/4 of a cup. I think it's too tart. I don't like it. Man, people are really wild over here. That's for that one. I'm just gonna let the temperature come down a little bit. You did a 1/4 cup of, oh, cane sugar, yeah. So that'd be equivalent to about a 1/2 a cup. My poor moderators over on the other app, they're y'all giving them a run for their money right now. Billy D, thank you so much for the heart me. Welcome in. But yeah, so we're gonna get ready to pull some of our jars. I will turn you guys so you guys can see. We're just gonna put this one here. I don't know if they can see. You guys are gonna wait for the pops? Thanks. You'll start hearing jars pop here in a minute. And Priv, I'll be doing it later this evening. Today I just chose to do. You heard a pop? I haven't heard a pop yet. They'll pop. Thanks, Callie. I feel like water bath canning is one of the simplest ways for anybody to become self-sufficient. Anybody can do this. You just have to want to try. Oh, there was one. Who heard that one? You guys notice all the tomatoes in my windowsill, they all turned red, so I got to process those too. It is the gateway drug into homesteading, prepping, and self-sufficiency. Canning is definitely like, it is a gateway. By the time this evening, like this whole area will be filled with jars. You got a long day, so just add to the list. I know, right? Well, we have to can. So if you guys don't know, I know a lot of people on YT don't know what Live Fest is. So Live Fest is where all the top streamers on TikTok that stream full time, they are live literally for like 3 weeks straight. It's crazy. It's a crazy competition going on. And we made it. We were top 12 in the nation last year in the United States. And we made it. It's like the Grammys of live streamers. And so this year we're doing it again. We're like number 27 right now, but we teach. And what it does is it opens a door for people who have never even thought about homesteading, prepping, self-sufficiency, and it allows them to like learn a new way and start to really grasp it and understand like this is one of the reasons why the world is dwindling is we've worked so hard in the world to be self-sufficient. And with technology, everyone has now become codependent. People are codependent on grocery stores. We've seen it during the pandemic. This year, I set out a new goal for like 2026. My goal is to have about 2,500 jars canned of my own food. I have hit 1,000 jars this year. I hit my goal. And then now I've continued it on, and we're going to continue because I don't like to go to the grocery store. I like to go, you know, from farm to table. My son was able to do his own turkey this year. He learned how to dispatch and process his own turkey. You guys probably seen that video. I do have it linked on my YT channel. It's really important that children, especially these young kids, understand where your food comes from. It's not technology. It's not a game. Nobody's going to respawn. You really want to prep. You really need to know how to grow your own food, preserve your own food, and use and cook your own food, because you can prep all the rice and beans in the world, but if you don't know how to do any of that, sooner or later that supply will dwindle. I'm gonna come back and read your guys' comments. Sorry. Hi TikTok. They're used to me being up in their face. Woo! Thanks, Transition Study. I hope we win. It is something. So if you guys do have that app, I highly encourage you. You'll see me live like all day, all night tonight. And we're just canning. I've decided we're canning it. Yeah, FAFO, what's the favor you need? He says, can you do me a favor? I'm live on both phones right now. What's the favor? Can you grab the tape measure and measure the dishwasher length and width? You mean height and width, right? I can't do the length. The length is inside. Do you want me to pull the dishwasher out? FAFO in the other chat, that's my husband. Do you want me to pull the dishwasher out and then measure it? Hold on, let me get a tape measure really quick. That's tight. Hold on. 23 and a half. We need it under. Wait, is that? So from there. Mer. The height is 34 inches and the width is 23, hold on, 23 and a half. You guys hearing all the pops? I'm just doxing myself. How am I doxing myself? Please, if you're gonna troll me, you gotta be really smart about it. How am I doxing myself? You really wanted my attention today. So you have my attention, Kim. How is that doxing myself? I am sitting in a kitchen and there's jars in front of you. How is that doxing myself? Okay. The dude asking measurements. My husband, that's over here on the other live stream. Asking me for my dishwasher. My own husband. No, my husband's name is over there. Yo, everybody drop those laughing faces in the chat. That's funny. So I can't be friends with other people who do the same exact thing as I do. So that means I must be like, that's so weird. Interesting. That's some wild behavior. Oh my gosh. No. Nate is my friend. My husband's name is Derek. Nice try. My husband and I both met in Iraq. We met on a deployment together. That's so funny. Doreen, the video will be uploaded after this live stream's over, so then you can see step-by-step process of how I did the tomato sauce. FAFO, did you hear that? Our dishwasher is going out, but they're half off the dishwashers. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like, how am I doxing myself? That's interesting. What age did I start doing my first canning season? I was 3 years old, so I grew up watching it. So even as like a baby and stuff, but at 3 is when my grandma actually had me start like chopping vegetables and fruit and helping with the process. So I have been canning for 34 years. Have a great afternoon, Tamara. Thanks for joining us. Tree, thank you so much for those fest cheers. Let's go, girl. Thank you. I'm telling the whole world. Okay, so, hi. Oh, gosh. Okay. Says, you're telling and showing the entire internet your logistics of stockpiling. Okay. Well, first, I did work in logistics in the military, so logistics is my jam. And second of all, I'm not a gatekeeper. One more person who prepares is one less person I have to worry about. I don't know why I have to give this speech every time I go live. It's very interesting that people are so worked up about what I am doing. And at the same time, if you focused half of your energy on your own preparations, your insecurities would not be like thrown at me. Like it is showing insecure. It's not giving confidence. So for me, because I know that I can grow and produce my own food and I've been doing it for so long, I'm not too worried about what the other part of the world is doing or what anybody else is doing. And I think that gatekeeping knowledge like this is one of the reasons why we are heading into an SHTF, because people have become so dependent on grocery stores that when the collapse does happen, it's going to be total chaos. But what I do online actually gives hope and teaches other people. So everybody in the chat, between both chats right now, I have 2 really full live streams on 2 different platforms. How many of you guys have I taught how to water bath can, garden, pressure can, process your own meat, hunting, all kinds of different. And if you think that I only stock up on food is wild behavior, since both me and my husband are both military and I did all of the logistics for our units and for our battalion, I can tell you right now, if martial law happened, I know exactly how much everybody is carrying. And the quantitative number does not exist. I can tell you right now, I can outmax that pretty quick. Let's see, I'm gonna go to the chat. How many people? Let's see, I'm over on the TikTok side. Let's see, Tree says I taught her. KT says I taught her. Everyday Treasures, I taught. All these people are one less person I gotta worry about during SHTF. When I see other people out there growing, preserving their own food, doing their own water, those things matter the most. So if you wanna be mean to me, I mean, it really doesn't hurt my feeling. I've been a live streamer for 5 years. I've been doing this my entire life. And it's about community. FAFO, thank you so much for the Fest Party Fest. But it's not, me teaching somebody how to do this isn't like, oh, I have this amount. The only thing you guys see on my YouTube videos is you see a rotational pantry. A rotational pantry I can slap together in less than a year. A lot of people get really intimidated by that. Like my long-term food storage, I have never shown on the internet. Long-term, never. We have 2 different locations. We have an off-grid that is completely off-grid. And we have this location. We have a contingency for our contingency, and I prep both of those. And I don't have to worry about recalls on food, ever. I don't worry about what's in my food because I grow my own food and preserve it. Tree, thank you so much. Nika, thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate you. I'm trying to read it. Oh yeah, if you read the packages on store food, oh my goodness, it's an absolute dumpster fire. I'm just gonna move a box of rings over here. This is what I have left on these tomatoes, and I'm gonna go grab some more tomatoes to bring in because we are gonna get ready to process one more batch for there and then continue on. We're gonna do some cranberry juice today. Cranberries I don't grow myself. Everything else I do. So I also have this big old box of tomatoes that I need to process. That's because everything's in the garage and I just don't want it to go bad. My moderators will only give you one warning, just as a heads up. They've been working with me for 5 years. Don't test their patience. Oh no. snaps for Henry. Henry and Laser BR are awesome. They have helped me run live streams for 5 years, you guys. All my moderators on TikTok, Kelly, all of you guys, Mrs. Stoked for Life. We are on our final, so Mrs. Stokes, tonight is the final for round 2. It's so much better to know what's in it. We are almost done with the next pot coming out. I think we're gonna need quite a few more jars. I'll get you guys ready for the next batch. Trying to think. I think I have enough for 6 more jars. Thank you, Billy D. Thank you, Tree. We are creeping up in number 26 on TikTok right now. I don't know if they made it, Jessica. So I replanted them, did everything that I needed to do, but I won't know if they survived until spring. I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping that they transplanted well. Yep, double times are gonna be tonight, Serena. Fingers crossed, I know. I was like, oh. All right, we got our next batch of jars coming out. I'm just waiting for the temperature to come down a little bit. Don't want to shock them too much. It's kind of cold in here. I have it listed on my bio right now, but it is at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Will be when double start. Also, you can check my stories too. Free flying lessons. I'm gonna let that temperature drop a little bit. I need to do some banana peel water. Oh, perfect. Ashley from, perfect. Jace has a code. If you guys had entered the Jace giveaway, Jace, you guys get your own special code, part of the Frugal family and the Doomsday Queen family. You guys do get a huge discount going on during the month of December with all their sales. Would I consider leading a canning challenge for 2026? Yes. This year I'm trying to have 2,000 jars on my shelf. Cassie, thank you so much. Cassie, thank you so much. All right, let's get you guys taken back over. We're gonna move you guys. Running 2 cameras, this is a thing. I don't even know which phone is doing what. But I'm gonna set you guys up so you guys can see. We have our jars. We're gonna start ladling in. This is just a tomato sauce. This is gonna be our 3rd batch. I'm actually gonna use the spoon so you guys can see. It is just a nice, thick, creamy tomatoes. It's only tomatoes. I used a immersion blender on them. I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch of headspace. Ooh, we might not get a full 6 jars on this one. This is just a tomato sauce. Just a tomato sauce. The next batch is gonna be marinara. It's gonna have garlic, onions, you name it, it's gonna be in there. This next batch. I have a lot of tomatoes to process. And I need some room in my deep freezer because I'm gonna be adding in more beef. Kelly, thank you so much. It's really hard for me to monitor both screens. Please don't think I'm ignoring either chat. It's a little hard to monitor both sides. I don't give where I live. I can tell you what state I live in. I live in Utah. That's one of the reasons why I feel comfortable with what I teach online, because most people in Utah prep. We might get 5 jars. We might. Oh my gosh, this might be really close. No, come on. We might not get a full 5 jars. Oh no. I don't know. This one might be questionable. And the next sauce, like my tomato sauce, or well, my marinara sauce, it takes like more than 24 hours to do. We might have enough for 5 jars. So I think in total, we probably will have like 20 something jars just today that we have canned and processed. But this should be enough tomato sauce for my family for at least a year, maybe a year and a half. Don't worry, no GMOs, no artificial, no 3D printed anything. Oops. Okay. All right. Well, we didn't end up quite with that many. All right, so next we're just gonna go back through. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid in each one. Bubba Steele, stop posting your own insecurities. That would never happen in a lifetime because a real man don't talk like that. You can go ahead and give him a mute. Nice try, though. Have a good life. I really will not tolerate that. Like, you're just saying you're going to be single for life. We got some heavy trolls today. See you back in 24 hours for your next trolling event. I have two lives going right now. I have YT and TikTok. Reason I add citric acid after the cooking process. Yeah, so when I'm cooking it, I'm not gonna add anything to it. I just do it at the very end so that each jar is equal, right? So if I'm wanting to bring the acidity level up, I wanna make sure that each jar is actually equal and so that they don't run a risk of potentially growing bacteria or not being high enough acidity-wise. Yeah, you can use lemon juice. I use lemon juice most of the time, but I ran out because I was doing a bunch of canning. There's a lot of trolls on both apps. Thank you so much, Billy D. I appreciate you. How much lemon juice? Hold up. I think it's 1 teaspoon of lemon juice for a pint, and I think it's 1 tablespoon or 2 teaspoons for a quart. Citric acid, it's a 1/4 teaspoon for citric acid for a pint, and it's a 1/2 teaspoon for a quart. Hello, Vivian from Germany, welcome in. Yeah, you can use lemon juice instead of citric acid, 100%, Tammy. I normally only use lemon juice. So, but this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using today. All right, I'm going to get lids. Normally I heat my lids, but I don't have enough space right now. And you really don't have to. Unless you feel the need. Today I'm not feeling the need. That one will be real quick. All right. Just finger tip tight. Welcome from Spain. I need a smaller ring real quick. Let's see if we can hit 75,000 likes over there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move you guys again because we're gonna pull out jars. So we have more jars that we need to pull out. Ooh, we gotta pop real quick. Now I have to bring the temperature down in one of my canning pots because the sauce is not as hot as the water in there, but my biggest canning pot, I already boiled out most of the water, so I have to add cold water in there anyways. So you guys can all see, looks something like that. Very simple. Because this is semi-cold pack, I'm gonna bring the water temperature way down. Oops. Yep, that's perfect. It's just warm now. Yeah, tomato products are not as acidic enough. Like, they are really acidic, but different varieties of tomatoes are actually, they're kind of all over the place. So when you do citric acid or you do lemon juice, you are just leveling out the acidity level. Great conversation. Thanks, Tammy. Can I let the jars cool down in the water before pulling them out? Yeah, Priv, absolutely. Favorite jars and lids? It used to be Ball. It is not. They sold out, so sadly, I'm moving to Superb. Alba, I will bring you guys downstairs. You guys can see what I do with everything. So I have a full rotational pantry downstairs. I cook with them. All right, we're just gonna be adding jars. I guess you guys can see this direction. We're just gonna be adding our jars. Man, running 2 phones, 2 streams at the same time, this is a little, it's a little chaotic, my friends, a little chaotic. All right, I brought down the water temperature. It is not piping hot, so I'm not concerned. It's just warm. Nothing to shock the jars. We don't want to cold shock our jars, you guys. Now, because I only have 5 jars, I want to make sure that I distribute these kind of even so they don't all fall over onto each other. Okay. I'm just going to crank the heat up. I'm just going to put the lid back on top. Once it starts to boil, then we are back to there. And then I think total today we have done, how many jars have we done? 8, 12, 15, 20. So 20 jars of pasta sauce. Not pasta sauce, tomato sauce. You can turn tomato sauce into pasta sauce. Vivian, thank you so much. Ricky, thank you so much. We're running 2 live streams right now on both apps. You both, all of you guys are being super helpful. I appreciate you guys being helpful and like managing the chat. Anyone want to come peel apples with me? Sure. You need to get an apple peeler like this. You need to get one like this. I get mine at my farm and feed store. It's a Johnny apple peeler. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Tammy, I appreciate it. Yeah, it peels potatoes too. I heard another pop. Anybody else hear another pop? Who in the chat heard it? Do I do jams? Yes. You've been canning and preparing for years? Exactly. And it's definitely like when you're leveling out the acidity, a lot of people don't know that. So like some vegetables that have to be pressure canned, when you're pickling them, because the vinegar is so acidic, you do not have to pressure can. So like asparagus, those kind of things. I have some asparagus that I should probably can up. You heard that great sound? Let's go. Well, anybody on YouTube, if you guys want to come over to the other app, I will be live there all day today and all night for the end of this competition and then entering into the next round. As soon as I start canning some cranberries, I will turn on YouTube live so that you guys have that video too. Michael, what is the shelf life? So traditionally with canned jarred food like this, you have a 5-year shelf life. And the reason why I say 5 years is the nutritional value will go down. Now, can canned jars last a lot longer? Yes, you can eat them way past then. But nutritional value, if you're wanting like the true nutrition that's inside of each one of these jars, the only other way that you can get this level of nutrition is freeze drying, which I do both. I do freeze dry and I can, if you want the peak of your nutrition, use it before then. it will start to deteriorate over time. All right, YouTube, I'm gonna end the live over here. We just finished doing canning tomato sauce. You guys got to see it from like the beginning to the end. The only part I didn't show was the roasting the tomatoes, but all you have to do is you can just put tomatoes in a roasting pan, leave it on low. I think Kelly had me do it at 150. I used an immersion blender and then I let it roast on low, stirring it every few hours for 2 days. And then I got a nice, creamy, thick, rich sauce. So perfect. And then I canned them. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for joining.